Raha and her daughter, Nadra, who suffers from a congenital heart disease, fled from their home, Syria, torn by civil war, and took refuge in a neighboring country. At the refugee camp, Christian humanitarian workers understood that untreated, she would not survive. They arranged to bring Nadra for life-saving heart surgery in Israel. At first, Nadra's parents hesitated, but as the girl's condition deteriorated, they decided to take the risk. The idea of traveling to an enemy country sounded frightening, she said. However, she was surprised and moved to be welcomed and taken good care of once their journey began. At the border crossing into Israel, the border officer, upon seeing them, said, "I am happy that you are bringing in Syrians. We need to do something for the Syrian people." Shevet Achim staff coordinated a trip for her to pray at the Al-Aqsa Mosque. "It's nice to see how everyone lives together," she said. Meir Hazan, or Abu Salim as he's known in Arabic, is an Israeli Jew who escaped Damascus at the age of 17. Reading the news, he came across an article about Raha and Nadra. He decided immediately to go see them. After a conversation with Raha, he told them, "I want you to think of me as your brother," and then he gave her his number in case she would need anything. Since the beginning of the civil war in Syria in 2011, over 90,000 people have been killed. Israeli medical institutions have so far treated 20 Syrians sent over the border. A wounded Syrian civilian who was transferred to the IDF at the border was treated in Israel with a note written in Arabic pinned to his clothing describing his medical condition. 180 Iraqi children have been treated in Israeli operating rooms in the last decade. Earlier this year, Save a Child's Heart, an Israeli organization that brings children from developing countries for life-saving heart surgery, brought 3 Iraqi children, aged 1, 3, and 6, to Israel to receive life-saving medical treatment. The surgeon who operated on the Iraqi children, Dr. Lior Sasson, is himself the son of Iraqi Jewish immigrants. Simon Fisher, executive director at Save a Child's Heart, recalled, "The father of an Iraqi child treated here in 2005 called me during the Second Lebanon War to see if we were okay. He was worried about the entire medical staff. It was amazing to me." He added that the complexities of bringing in children from countries defined as enemy countries depend on the cooperation between the medical staff and the government, but in the end, it all proves that human life is above everything. Israel sealed off its borders with Gaza after Hamas took power. Palestinians from Gaza are not allowed into Israel, but some patients with severe medical conditions are granted entry. Since its founding in 1996, Save a Child's Heart has treated 900 children from Gaza. Selmi was born in 1984 in Gaza. He was born with congenital heart defects. As he was preparing to do surgery, the surgeon told Selmi's mother, "Don't worry, Mama. You will see Selmi grow up, get married, and have children. And when he has children, tell them I am their uncle." Dr. Lior Sasson said that during the Intifada, the program continued to treat children from the Palestinian Authority. Despite the animosity, that channel remained open. "We ignore all the politics, and we are on great terms with the doctors in Gaza, despite violence and wars." When Save a Child's Heart went to the United Nations to seek NGO observer status, many countries that do not have diplomatic relations with Israel were eager to block any Israeli organization's application. When the application looked to be in jeopardy, one delegation stood up to speak on behalf of SACH, the delegation from Palestine. "This organization trains our doctors and saves our children. They deserve to be recognized by the UN," said the Palestinian delegation. As a result, the application was approved, and SACH became an officially recognized NGO by the UN.